All right, bye. Love you. Have a good day. I'll get you at 6, okay? Okay. She's going to work. Did I tell you she got a job? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at her growing up so fast.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah. We were at a family event yesterday, and I was like telling people, like, yeah, she drove here, and she's got a job. And Margaret's like, how many times have you bragged about me since we got here 10 minutes ago? I said, look, this is all I have now. This is why you have kids.
I am proud, Dad. Leave me be proud, Dad.
What else do I tell people at this? Be like, hey, so last month an episode of our podcast where we interviewed my friend Zach had got 1,000 listeners pretty quickly. Like, no one's going to give a shit about that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a fuck about that.
Oh, God. Who gives a flying bat?
Oh, yeah, Secret Service bats in the movie. Okay.
I think it's too bright in here.
Probably. It's funny that's also a problem he has in the movie.
I'm a vampire.
Does he have that problem, or does he gaslight himself into thinking he has that problem? How does this work? You know?
Dude, this movie, I hadn't seen it in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I kept getting nervous because I kind of forgot a little bit about the underlying tones of it. And that's a damn good movie.
It is. It's interesting. You know, I mean, it's like in a more just world, it would have gotten some awards attention.
I think so. I think it's one of my favorite performances of him, besides Mandy.
One of my favorite things about Nick Cage's acting in Vampire's Kiss is the fucking accent. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
I was going to ask can you do it? I kept trying to do it. Can you do it? You're good at voices.
I'd have to watch it some more to...
Come on, try.
Okay, okay, Alva, so I need the file today, Alva! Alva! Like, I don't know. It's so like, what is it? You know what I mean?
It sounds kind of like a weird New York Canadian, like, bro,
yeah,
like surfer dude voice. Like it's this weird amalgamation of like a bunch of accents, but it doesn't come out all the time. Just whenever he does certain things.
It's like when he gets more stressed out or something.
Yeah. It's really funny. It makes me laugh every
Well, I mean,
time
you know, like this is supposed to be, I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy, I think, right?
I don't think so, man. I think he has fucking schizophrenia.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Some fucking things going on with him. Like, he's just on this weird, serious mental decline.
Well, the character, sure. But I mean, like, it's supposed to be funny in some ways because, yeah, it's a little tragic. But, like, he is really going crazy. And, I mean, towards the beginning when they have the bat in the room and Casey Lemon's is, like, sitting outside and she's, like, laughing and little kids looking at her. Like, that's a comedy scene. You know what I mean? Like, a little... Because, okay, how long has that kid been sitting on the stairs? Because they were in having sex and hooking up. So how long were they in there?
I don't know. And I feel like that kid is like a peeping Tom. He's probably always looking at that guy bringing in girls late at night.
Oh, because he does it all the time.
Yeah, he knows when to go get on the stairs. But, man, I forgot to look this up. But you're really good at Google. So
that's right.
Is that building the same building from Breakfast at Tiffany's? Because it looks like it. And they're doing the same thing in both movies. They're bringing home drunk people.
So it's where, not Eliza Doolittle, what's her name? Holly Golightly. It's where Holly's apartment is. Okay, so where did they shoot Holly's apartment in Breakfast at Tiffany's? In case this is at the beginning of the episode, welcome to Earful of Popcorn. We're not talking about Breakfast at Tiffany's today, but... Okay, Holly Golightly's apartment exterior was at 169 East 71st Street, but the interior was shot in California.
Ah, boo.
Okay, so then where did they shoot? What's his name, the character's name in this?
Peter?
Yeah, Peter
Lowe.
Peter Lowe's apartment in Vampire's Kiss.
Peter Lowe. What is it when he's in the phone booth and he's talking? He's got the vampire teeth in.
Yeah,
Peter Lowe.
Are you? Do you have a cold? I have a cold. Okay, his was shot in Manhattan, so they must just be very similar, you know. But hey, you know, but what we forgot to mention, and I'm glad that you tried to do this, because like last time for the movie Vampires, we did not mention that the hotel he takes her to was the hotel that is also a big part of No Country for Old Men.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, so September, which it is not anymore, but September was going to be our vampire month, and we were going to record this last week, but I don't know, what's a polite way to put it? Fucked up the ass by my internet company? I think that's a polite way to put it, right?
Yeah, and I got fucked in the nose with the cold virus, so...
That sounds more uncomfortable.
There's that.
I had a manager at Domino's once that said one time he was having sex with his wife and tried to put his penis in her nose and like videotaped her reaction. That's fucking weird, right?
What the fuck?
Right? What the fuck was this guy? I don't know. He was weird. And when I came back like from college, I stopped in like, oh, maybe I'll say hi to everybody. They're like, yeah, we don't know where Chris is. The cops came looking for him on meth charges and ATM charges, like somebody broke into an ATM. And they're like, we don't know where he is. He's like on the lam. I'm like, oh, okay.
Who thinks that that's a good, funny thing to do?
Well, dudes who sell meth, I guess.
I could see like... I think it would be funny if somebody's sitting watching TV and you like try to stick your dick in someone's like ear or like on their face. Like that's funny. Like get that away from me.
People do
like
do
up
that?
Your nose?
When I was in college, me and my roommates, like Trevor or Greg Lub or people, we were always too busy just getting after it to like pull our dicks out on each other, I guess,
It just makes me think of like sticking your dick in the popcorn bucket.
Yeah,
like that's so funny.
Did anyone ever try that on you for real?
No.
Do you kind of regret that, or do you wish someone would? Like, would it be a compliment?
Man, that would piss me off because you ruined the fucking popcorn.
Right, because now, okay, so here's the deal. Let's say you're on a date with someone, with a dude, okay, and you've already hooked up before. You've already at least given him a blowjob, right? So now he puts his dick in the popcorn bucket, and you find out that it's in there. Does that still ruin the popcorn? Because you have had his dick in your mouth before, so does that still ruin the popcorn for you?
Yeah, but I didn't want popcorn with a side of dick.
But even if he takes his dick out and like you're like, okay, we're done with this. I'm not, whatever.
Like,
giving you
what
a handy.
if it's like the type of popcorn where you put like all the oily butter and like the extra like seasonings that remember at at Sunshine Landmark they always had the little extra different like the Parmesan and the ranch and like ew.
So now it's all over his dick. So not only did you ruin the popcorn, but also you're not fucking this guy tonight because he needs to wash his dick.
My hand's gonna be all fucking nasty and like that guy's fucking dick's nasty. Like no,
oh man.
Enjoy like ruining food with your dick.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
That should be illegal.
It's gross. It should be.
Because I love food and I play with myself all the time, but I don't mix pleasures.
So do you like masturbate
every day
and wash your hands before you eat something?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Or do you like and then like grab popcorn?
No, I wash my hands,
Okay.
Well, I mean, because I also jerk off with motor oil.
I thought you were gonna say with the popcorn butter oil.
Oh god,
popcorn butter. I bet it feels good. It's like all slimy.
Maybe I just use lotion.
Your penis will smell like butter.
Well, here's the deal: is like I don't want the scented lotion either. I've had that, and I'm like, this is weird. I'm trying to do this, and now I can smell like oatmeal and shea butter. Like, no, thank you. I mean? Now, then there's the food sex. Okay, so but in a food sex situation where everyone involved has agreed, like, okay, we're using these strawberries in our sex or whatever.
That's
this chocolate
fine.
sauce. Yes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, or like the place where you can like eat sushi off of someone's naked body.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's fine, because I know ahead of time. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Like, there's intention and there's consent. Like,
right.
I think there's the difference.
Yes, and if you put your dick in a pot, like, okay, so if you're on a date with someone and you're like, I'm gonna sneak my dick into their situation, like, you should probably not be dating that person, because, like, you know, like, if you're at a place where the only way to get them to touch your dick is to surprise them, maybe you should just try something else.
But
you know
it's a joke. It's a joke. It's
know.
funny.
The backpedaling. Listen, if a dude is involving his dick in something with a woman, it is not a joke. He wants you to, you know what I mean? We're horny beasts. I mean, humans are in general, but I mean, like, dude, if I'm like, you know how many times, like, somebody, like, at a bar or something, like, if a girl just, like, brushes against your crotch for no reason, I'm still, like, you know, at full attention. Ooh. It doesn't take long. You know what I mean? So, like, so we're always just a little bit from being ready to get after it. Whatever. I've said that phrase twice already. I don't know why, but in different situations. The first time I meant drinking and drugs. Not meaning boning in the bathroom at pianos or something, but, you know what I mean? But, like, you know what I mean, though, right? Like, there's no way. If you're already pulling your dick out to put it in this bucket, like, you want something to happen. So if she rejects you and you say, it was a joke, it's like, fuck that. You're backpedaling. There's no way that was just a joke. You want me to touch your dick. And now I'm not going to because I don't like Parmesan cheese. What were you going to say?
Well, I feel like that's what Nicolas Cage's character is like in this movie. He's that guy. He would put his dick in a popcorn bucket and then be like, I'm a vampire. It's funny.
Yeah, it's really it's a cool movie, and you know, it is an odd choice to watch for Vampire Month because obviously there's plenty of real vampire movies. But there's lots of real vampire movies and real vampire movies that don't involve any Baldwins, and yet we went with those. And also, Declan Baldwin has been haunting my entire weekend. He was a line producer on this. Yeah, he was a line producer on this, which means he like helped figure out the budget and stuff. He was also a producer on a movie they made a couple years later, The Dark Half, based on a Stephen King book that I watched the other day. And so Shandy and I, still obsessed with Baldwins from watching vampires, I was like, who the fuck is this Baldwin? And he is, as far as I could tell, he is not related. Like you said, their genetics are very strong, and he doesn't look like those guys.
Not at all. Maybe a distant cousin?
Yeah, maybe, but he looks cool. The picture we found, he like looked chill. Remember you said he looks nice, or you said he looks cute or something? I can't remember what you said, but
he does.
He's like a chubby old guy.
Declan.
But anyways, lots of Baldwins involved. But so we watched weird vampire movies, and this is, I mean, one could argue it's not, but I mean, it is enough. You know what I mean? He thinks that, you know what it is? The character thinks it's a vampire movie. So, right? This is a vampire movie.
So you haven't seen Martin, right?
No, I've never seen Martin, but that's a similar thing, right?
Yeah, I really think this movie is an ode to that movie, for sure.
Makes sense.
A guy thinks that he's a vampire and starts to do really, really nefarious things to women.
Okay. So very similar. Okay. Yeah. And that's a George Romero movie, too. And everybody loves that movie. Jordan Cooper, who made our theme song, loves that movie. So, you know, it's just one that I've just not gotten around to.
That'd be something maybe one of these months we can do a Romero.
Yeah, he deserves
double feature.
Yeah.
That movie's a little disturbing, though. You got to kind of be... Yeah, you got to be a little prepared mentally for that one.
Sure. Well, this one is. I mean, there's like
this too.
Basically has an attempted rape, you know? So
he ends up saying during his weird... his session. Yeah, his session with the building, with the wall.
He says he raped her.
Yeah. And, man, that scene is so fucking good. It really just makes me think, like, there are people in New York. There's somebody... I see a guy all the time. Mm-hmm. over by Barclays Center, Atlantic Terminal. He's constantly talking to the sidewalk. He'll be kneeling and talking to the sidewalk. And he does it all day long. Doesn't matter like what time of day it is. He's just constantly talking to it. So when I saw that scene, I went, yeah, that's like a normal New York thing. That's just someone talking to an inanimate object. And like having a full-on conversation.
Oh, yeah, you see it all the time. In fact, I possibly gave that to somebody this morning because I went to the Casey's by my house. Casey's is a regional chain of gas stations that you may not be aware of, and people who are not from here don't even believe me sometimes when I say this, but they have really good coffee, donuts, and pizza. So I was there getting donuts and coffee, and I thought I was there early enough to avoid a crowd. But no. And so the donut selection was already fucking destroyed. And this was like at 7:55 a.m. So I get a chocolate croissant and I love a chocolate croissant and and a coffee and some breakfast pizza. And I got a big breakfast. I didn't eat lunch today, but don't worry, I won't be eating during the recording. So anyways, so I'm walking back to my car and being like, God damn it, I can never... I'm saying this out loud. I can like, there's always a fucking bunch of fucking rednecks in there. God fucking damn it. And then I noticed there was a dude like right behind me that was looking at me. I'm like, oh, okay. You know?
We have Casey's in Kansas City.
Oh, they do? They have them down there? Okay, good. So you're familiar.
Yeah, I used to have one like 2 blocks from my house.
Great. Well, then maybe you will enjoy my stand-up joke I've been doing about it for years because I love this joke. Because it's still fucking true. Is every time I go into a Casey's anywhere, it feels like a disaster just got done happening.
Yeah.
Like you walk in and they're like mopping up the yoo-hoo, they're putting the cash register back together. Or, you go up to the counter and the person behind the counter is like, okay, how can I help you? You know, it's like... And a lot of bodegas and gas stations are like that, where it's like, what just happened before I got here, you know? But Casey's are always like that.
I don't know why that is.
Do you know what I mean, though? Would you agree with that since you've been to them before?
Yeah, it always looked like someone went in and then just started destroying all the aisles.
Yeah. And they're always fiddling with the cash register. It's like, well, what the fuck just happened? And my only theory is that oftentimes when you go into a place like that, it's going to be towards the end of an hour because you're probably on your way to work or something, right? Or to be somewhere. So I bet a lot of times when you go to Casey's, it's between like 50 minutes into the hour and, like 7:50 and 8 a.m., right? Or whatever. Those last 10 minutes of the hour. So they're probably busy. So they're probably... a lot of times having a shift change or having to switch the records they're keeping of the money. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Maybe. Yeah. But it might just be everybody's crazy. So I don't know. But yeah, so everybody's crazy, including Nicolas Cage. And this is considered one of his craziest performances. And what's impressive about it is this is an early Nicolas Cage performance, 1988. So he's only, maybe 10 movies into his career, maybe. And he's had many, many, many crazy performances since then. But this is still, like, tip-top for people. I mean, you just said it'd be in your top 3 Nick Cage performances, right?
Yeah, and then I also you gotta throw in Valley Girl in there. How many years after Valley Girl is this?
Probably
just
only
a couple,
4 or 5.
Right?
Yeah. I doubt very much, and that was, like, his first appearance. And Peggy Sue Got Married was a real early one. I was going to look, but it's going to take me a while because he has 117 movies, so just to scroll to the bottom of his filmography takes a little while.
Well, it's a big
he was in something
movie,
he was in a TV movie called The Best of Times, and then he did Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was Nicholas Coppola in both of those. He has a bit part in The Outsiders, and then Valley Girl. He started being Nicolas Cage and do that. And so Valley Girl's only, let's see,
83, right?
Yeah, so Valley Girl's 83. So 1, 2, 3. Wow, I was spot on. He did. Well, if you don't count those bit roles, he did 10 movies, or I guess 13 with the bit ones. He did 13 up until Vampire's Kiss. So, but like in some of them, he's like man in red sports car uncredited, So like whatever. And then he hit the 90s when it was like fucking primo Nick Cage time, So
you obviously knew about the memes from this movie.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of unavoidable, especially if you're into movies, you know? So I knew about all the faces. I knew about the alphabet thing, you know? But it still works so well in the context of the movie, you know? How hard is it to file? A, B, C, D! Like, it's amazing, you know?
That when he goes, I have never misfiled once and not in my entire life.
Yeah.
And he puts his hands on his hip. So good.
Well, yeah, and it's good in that context, but you know what that really is? That's like an 8th grader acting.
Yeah, he's like a little kid.
Like in theater, like, I've never done that in my life. Like that super over-the-top, emotional, very demonstrative, very like, you're not even really being a person. You're being like a symbol of a person. Like, here's how a person stands when they say things, you know? And like, that's what he's doing. And it's amazing.
It's a little kid having a tantrum.
Yeah, totally.
For real.
Jumping on the desk. Very little kid move, you know?
Dude, when he chases Alva the first time into the bathroom, that old white lady.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and but she also doesn't care.
No, she just keeps walking.
Like it's so funny. She's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then she just leaves.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, goes,
so are
what
you?
What is he doing in here?
Yeah, and that was as far as her concern goes. She's like, "Well, I used up all my concern for the day."
God. Then he's like meeting with all the main dudes of the company, and they're all fucking laughing about it.
Yeah. They're all dicks.
She asked me for a raise after this. Can you believe it?
So. You mentioned that this owes some debt to George Romero's Martin, where a guy's convinced he's a vampire. Totally agree. So I have to wonder, when Bret Easton Ellis wrote American Psycho, which came out a couple years after this, and then, of course, the film came out a little while after that, like in 2001, I think. So to me, especially with that scene, that's like American Psycho all over it.
The whole movie gives me those vibes.
Totally.
The entire thing of like white guy in a prominent position in an office slowly starts losing his fucking mind.
Yeah. Because like in American Psycho, it ends with like, you're not sure if that all happened or not. And this movie, I don't know. I think it lands pretty firmly on none of it happened at the end. What do you think?
No, because after he would get bitten, the next morning he's all jovial and happy, like he just got laid and he's like still got this hot chick in his apartment. When he makes coffee for her and he's talking to her but she's not there, and he starts shaking with the coffee cup, I'm like, oh, she's not really there. Or is she that kind of vampire?
Right.
She's like a mental vampire. Like a psychic vampire. That's what they're called.
Psychic vampire, yeah. But here's the other thing about that scene and why it's the benefit of a great sound system optimized for cinematic pleasure is that okay, so he's got the coffee and he gets down to the bed, he starts talking to her. Right before it kind of cuts to another shot and he starts shaking, you hear a door close.
Yeah.
So it's like, did she take off or was she never there, you know? And it's too bad that she might not be real because holy fucking shit.
Whoa.
Every time I've seen Jennifer Beals in a movie, I've been like, holy shit, who is this total babe? Look her up. And then I don't know why. It's no fault of hers. But then I just completely forget about her until the next time I see her in something. And is she smoking hot in this or what? I mean, good
fucking
God.
Hell, man.
It's crazy. And Casey Lemons is a babe, too. I've never really thought that about her before, but she's definitely hot in this movie, too, you know? So
yeah, like smoking fucking hot.
Yeah, and there's a commentary that I should watch this with. I haven't bought the disc, but I'm fucking gonna. And apparently there's a commentary with Nick Cage and the director, and Nick Cage is like, I like how you made, you know, I forget Casey Lemons' character, but the real woman he's trying to date, and the vampire, he's like, they kind of have a similar look to them.
Yep.
And the director's like, that wasn't on purpose.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting because you think that this is about him trying to like grasp his failings. Dating this woman possibly is one of the things that's driving him crazy. So it makes sense that his fantasy girlfriend kind of looks like her, you know?
Yeah, and then man, at the end when he runs into Rachel and her boyfriend.
Yes.
When he's getting dragged out, they kind of give this look where I go, is that the look of like, we are vampires and we just totally fuck this guy over, making him think that he's crazy? Because you know how much I love different ideas about how vampires work.
Sure.
Is this a modern way for vampires to fuck with prey and never ever get caught?
Maybe.
It's just like mentally fucking break them down. Like use them and throw them out.
Right.
Type of thing.
And it's funny, you know, and he later starred in a movie with this name, but he's kind of like Renfield from the original Dracula, who is the familiar. And that Renfield eats bugs, which it was in the script as a raw egg in this movie, but Nick Cage is like, no, I should eat a roach for real instead. And they're like...
He did?
Well, you've seen it, right? He puts that fucker in his mouth.
Oh, my God.
But then I did notice it cuts right after that, so I'm sure he spit it out. But, I mean, he chews it and stuff. You see, that's one shot. Yeah. Right?
Ew.
It's crazy. It was. Well, he, you know... do you know what he calls his acting style? Okay, so first of all, let me preface this with this. Outlaw Vern, the writer I talk about all the time, check him out, outlawvern.com. He's awesome. He loves Nick Cage, because who doesn't? And he labeled Nicolas Cage's acting as mega acting, which I think is a very apt title. And in fact, that got around. This Vern guy is not super famous, but a lot of other film writers love Vern because he's got a very cool style and stuff. Anyway, so it eventually got around to Nick Cage in an interview. Someone's like, you know, I've heard people call your acting mega acting. And Nick Cage said, well, life's pretty mega sometimes. That was his response, which is a perfectly Nick Cage response to that because, I mean, it makes sense, but yet it does not make any sense. So here's what he calls his acting, though. Nouveau shamanic. Nouveau shamanic, as in nouveau, new, the French word Nouveau, and then shamanic, as in shaman.
What?
Oh, it even says in the film Vampire's Kiss, Cage moved from method acting to nouveau shamanic, which is, I don't know what kind of drugs he's done, but man, he's got some good ones.
That's kind of why I felt uneasy almost the entire time watching this movie when he would be on screen, because you didn't know what he was going to do. Like, you didn't know what his reactions were going to be. An example of this is in the beginning when he takes the first girl to his apartment, the Bat, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And they leave, I guess, to get in a cab and go to her apartment. He does these weird laughs before he gets in the cab.
Yes.
Where he just goes, ha!
It's the character overacting almost.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, he's drunk, but it was just jarring.
I think the presence of the Bat had really screwed him up. And as he tells the psychiatrist later, it may have even made him horny. So he was probably trying to cover, like, oh, yeah, this is just a funny moment. Ha, ha, ha. You know what I mean? Like an awkward, overly laughing to try and cover up what was actually going on, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of what it felt like to me. Check this quote out. David Lynch described him as the jazz musician of American acting. So I like that.
I could see that. Yeah. You can't anticipate any of his movements or, I guess, notes. You can't anticipate the notes. Yeah.
I mean, I've always liked him. And I don't really think he's bad in any movies either. There's some performances where it's like, I'm not quite sure what you're doing, but I'm really glad I'm watching it, you know?
I mean... He made Longlegs' character fucking iconic.
Sure.
I mean, he's not even in that movie that much.
Yeah. Yeah. They really, that movie kind of drives me nuts because they really banked on Cage's character and he's barely in it. And the explanation for it at the end is like, I hated it. I hate that explanation. Man, he's got so many things in this, like, fuck you, sister. Like the way he says that on the... And... I kind of wondered, too, as we're talking about, like, whether the vampire thing is real or not. Well, the world of the movie is pretty normal, but there's some stuff in it that's like, wait, what? And the first thing I noticed like that was the mimes dancing in front of his door. What the fuck? They're like, it's a man and a woman mime, and they're doing a dancing thing, and then they mime that they get mad at each other, and he slaps her. And then they go back to dancing, and it's just like, what?
In my head, that was in his head.
Yeah, okay.
The whole point of mimes is to try to get across like an emotion or a feeling without words. And he's having a struggle, like the struggle of like between a man and a woman. And it's that long fucking monologue in front of the building where he's like, you know, I just want the ever after, you know. That it kind of made me think of that. His mental struggle is happening. But it was cool.
It makes sense. That's a good point. Because we first see it. He's dating this Casey Lemons girl. They hook up at the beginning of the movie. And then he goes to a museum with her and then just fucking ditches her.
Where she goes, so what do you think? I got to take a piss.
Yeah. And he's like mad about it. Now, this is right after he hooks up with the Jennifer Beals character the first time, right? Because he does that the night before. Okay. So he hooks up with Jennifer Beals, who he meets at a bar, and then they are just suddenly kind of at his place having sex, and she's like, looks like about a 12 out of a 10. And the only funny thing that threw me out of those scenes, there's a couple love scenes with her. Like, you can see the, like, sticker thing they covered her boobs with. Did you notice that? But I don't think you're supposed to notice that. Covered her nipple or whatever.
The pasty.
Yeah, pasty. There you go. Yeah, pasty.
Yeah.
But, which Shandy and I were in a situation once where we just used electrical tape for pasties. But on a film set, they probably use professional stuff, so.
I don't think, is there flesh electrical tape? Flesh colored electrical tape?
There must be. But I mean, also, I'm sure the pasties, because I don't remember, we were both pretty wasted when that was happening, but I am sure neither one of us enjoyed taking that electrical tape off of our nipples. I'm sure yours hurt, and I have hair around mine, so it probably hurt even more, you know? So
I have hair around mine, too. It did not feel good.
Yeah. But like little hairs.
Because it was like we were sweating, and it was on for a really long time, so it got super stuck.
You know what's cool? I think we should not explain any more about this and just leave it at that and let people fill it in with their imaginations. Whatever you imagine, folks, is not going to be much crazier than what was happening, so whatever. There's something going on with this guy, but he hooks up with this vampire who bites him, and the whole movie, he starts kind of getting more and more unhinged, and then he finally kind of... He doesn't say out loud, I'm a vampire, till pretty late in the movie, but I think before that, he's kind of starting to feel like it.
When he starts saying it, though. I'm a vampire.
I'm a vampire. Another thing I read about the behind the scenes of this is there's a shot of him doing that they shot from far away. So the camera's kind of far off. So the people in that shot are just people that were on the street. And so can you fucking imagine? And he was probably famous enough at that time where there's probably at least some of those people knew who he was.
Yeah.
But they may not have known. You know what I mean?
It's another Tuesday afternoon. Crazy guy running down.
Yeah, and even if it's a famous person that you recognize, doesn't matter. Because one time I was in the Lower East Side. It was like a Saturday afternoon. And we were walking down the street towards Katz's Deli. And I hear, honey, I love your show. And I look behind me, and it's Natasha Lyonne, back when she had substance problems, drunk as a skunk, in like the middle of Ludlow Street, not on the sidewalk, but in the street, with some dude. I was like, cool, thank you, I love you too, you know? She ended up becoming friends with Trevor for a little while when they were both in L.A. And you know what? It's like, that's cool, but also it's like, that makes so much fucking sense in my mind. Can't you just picture them as buddies, like getting in trouble? Yeah. Like, she invited him to a party at Moby's once. And Trevor helped him fix his telescope.
Of course.
That sounds like a Mad Lib. You know what I mean? But it happened.
I mean, just random shit. You just find yourself in random situations in New York. It just happens.
Yeah, your life's like that too. Like, I always have Forrest Gumped my way through life, which is true. I just ended up being at historic situations and, you know, met people. And I think you get that way when you are open towards life's experiences, right?
Or when you've just been drinking all day.
We're okay, yeah, that too. But that's part of it. Shandy, think about this, okay? So there's one day where you and I were hanging out on Saturday, Sunday afternoon, and we went into the bar we were always hanging out at, Pianos, and got margaritas or something. Well, then do you remember what we happened into in the back of the bar? Was the School of Rock concert with all those little kid punk bands.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the one we watched? Because they had a great name.
I don't remember the name, but I remember being like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids on stage looked cool. They all had jean jackets and Chuckies. And there were even other like little kids in the audience dressed like cool hipsters, kind of Stroke style, right? And the band was called Care Bears on Fire.
Are they still around?
I don't know, but they'd be fucking like 27. Like, okay, because that would have been 2007 or probably 2007. Yeah. It probably would have been 07, right? So that was 18 years ago. And those girls were probably 10 or 12. So, yeah, they'd be pushing 30. God damn it, we're old. Holy shit.
That'd be funny if one of them is, like, in a really, really famous band right now.
Yeah. We find out that one of them is, like Sabrina Carpenter. Or Chappell Rowan, like one of those girls, you know? That'd be amazing. Mama, one time I was in a band. We were called Care Bears on Fire, and it got kind of out of hand. Then Timmy and Shandy came in. Anyways.
Care Bears on Fire. I don't remember any of the songs, though, which is...
No, they're like a Slater Kinney-ish kind of punk kind of thing, like garage punk kind of thing, you know? It was good.
I just remember being like, what the fuck is going on here
I know. Well, because we were probably a little drunk or something, and we wander in here, and it's like a punk rock show, but everybody was children. And a few of their parents, of course, but like there was like I said, cool looking kids with like jeans that were cuffed, you know, and their Chuckies. They had a cool jacket on. I'm like, what the fuck? And then this band is like rocking out, and they're fucking 12-year-olds. And I was just like, did we step into a mirror universe? Like, what is happening? You know? Man, this movie, I mean, and I'm trying to remember his voice now, but it's just like, just amazing. It's just,
You know, Alva. I can't do it. I hear it in my head, but it doesn't come out right.
I've never made a mistake filing. I've never in my life. Like, well, that's the thing. Okay, this is probably why the movie's memorable and why it's good and why people like it and still talk about it and stuff, and why my brother yesterday showed up to dinner at my parents' house with a Vampire's Kiss shirt, completely random, you know?
What?
It's part of the cultural lexicon. It's a great Vampire's Kiss shirt. It's like a huge picture of Cage's face. I think when he's making the face in the mirror at one point where he's just really, you know.
How random, though.
I know. And I said, dude, I'm going to watch that movie tomorrow morning. And he's like, cool. I'm like, do you want to come over at 8 a.m. and watch this movie with me? And he's like, well, the thing is like, he's almost 31. So, you know, he and his girlfriend still like party and stuff. But like, they also have jobs, so they have to be responsible. So he's like, yeah, I get up at 6:30 every day. I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird. Why would you do that? Especially on a Sunday. But okay, you can come over if you want. But he didn't. But about 25 minutes in, I said, hey, man, just so you know, I'm definitely going to buy this at some point, and you can borrow it. Because Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know, it'll be a good, I don't know if I'd watch it every October, but I think I would watch it every February.
Yeah.
Like as a Valentine's Day movie or an anti-love movie, you know?
Yeah.
Because Jesus.
It makes me laugh every time when you see his coffin.
Yes. Oh, my God. So he starts getting more and more obsessed with this idea that he's a vampire. And so, like, at one point, like, is he in his office or where is he when he, like, notices a sun coming in? And he's like, and he, like, closes the shutters.
Oh, God.
And he's, like, been destroying his house at random throughout the movie as he's freaking out more and more. Mm-hmm. And so at some point, they just kind of cut to him, like, he tips his black couch over to create kind of a tent, you know? Like, a couch is an L shape, so you think about it, you turn it over, it's kind of makes like a tent, right? And so he sleeps under it like it's a coffin.
It's so great.
And what I never realized, I'm very familiar with the famous poster of this movie. You know, I've always seen it's Nick Cage lying on the ground, and his head's kind of in the center of the picture. I always thought it was like him under a car. Because I just never really knew. It's just a black thing. You could see that's about it. Yeah. And then there's like sexy legs sitting on it. Well, no, he's under a couch that he treats as his coffin. And then Jennifer Beals appears with her sexy legs and, like, you know, is talking to him. So that's what that shot is from. But, like, the poster's like art, but it was based on that part, I guess. But, yeah, the coffin, I mean, it's great. And he's wandering around with a whip. Here's another interesting thing about this movie. Okay, so he, like, seems like he wants to die most of the time.
Mm-hmm. He's always asking Alva to, like, hurt him. Like, he just wants to be hurt.
Yeah.
Man,
Do you think that has to do with having his heart broken? Or do you think it has to do with, like, he's like kind of an S&M dude, which would tie into her biting him and stuff?
After watching this again, I think his whole psychotic episode, whatever breakdown, got triggered by... I think this is all about rejection. The entire fucking thing. Because he even says it. When he's getting pulled from the club away from Rachel, they make it seem like she recognized him and was like, they used to date. I think she broke up with him and his mind started slowly deteriorating.
Yeah.
And there's that whole thing about men being rejected and that they cannot handle it.
Right.
And when you said mega, like, this is like the epitome of like what men will do when they can't handle rejection. They lash out. They act out. He put all of that rejection onto that woman. He fixated on Alva. Like, she couldn't do this one little thing.
And she was doing it.
She was!
Yeah.
And he fucking terrorized her.
Yeah.
Which is like a thing I've experienced, every woman has experienced. Like, a man coming on to you, or you've been with somebody, and you've rejected them, and they end up hurting you. So it's like, he literally used every excuse in the book of like, my actions, I'm doing all this because my fucking feelings are hurt.
Yeah. So, and you're saying that's a common thing. Sure. Yeah. Like yeah. Well, and and that could tie into a great many things because it's like, it's part of like, and I don't just mean American society, but society in general for many hundreds of years now has been telling men they got to be tough and handle stuff on their own, and that you can't have emotions. And so we get told all that stuff all the time. So then when we do have emotions and we do need help, it drives us fucking insane because we like don't think it's supposed to happen that way. And we also don't think we're supposed to get rejected, because another thing that happens with most men is that it's constantly pounded into their head that we're all these fucking Adonis, awesome, manly people who eat chunky soup and drive Chevy trucks, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, it's like he's realizing like, oh, this world wasn't fucking made for me. Women weren't made for me. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's all part of that.
It's that fragile male ego. And once you puncture it, you just don't know how somebody's going to react.
Shanny, what do you mean we're fragile? Shit, man. I mean, you've dealt with my fragile ego before back in the day. So, everybody, it happens and it sucks, I mean, the older you get, the more you realize, like, everything's fine. And everything is not fine, obviously. We live in a fucking dystopia. It's happening. But personally, in a personal level, like, I know that it's, like, it's okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it sucks and everybody's going to die, but also it's like, okay, well, I can handle it. I don't know. I'm just trying to say that it's like, this kind of shit... it's possible to get past reacting like this. Because, look, I had a girlfriend once who I was living with here in town, and she one day said, we're done, I'm going to move out. My instant reaction was very huge Nick Cage. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. I said that. How fucking stupid and abusive and manipulative is that? It's like, that's where my brain went right away. You know what I mean? Like, that sucks.
There's this viral video going around on TikTok right now of this guy who got caught cheating. She is trying so hard not to laugh. This guy is curled up in the fetal position in the bathroom, like having a panic attack. She calls an ambulance. She's like, you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just fucking breathe.
Wow. I just want to point out, and maybe it'll stay structured this way after I edit. It is funny that I revealed something very personal that, by the way, I've never said out loud before. And the first thing you said was like, so there's this TikTok video.
Well, I kind of had a feeling you weren't going to put that in here.
I'm just saying it's funny. I wasn't expecting you to be like, oh my God, like whatever. No, we're still talking about it. You were relating to it. But it just sounds funny. You know what I mean? So I would have no problem putting that in, because it's something I did and it sucks, and I admit that,
Well, I also wanted to ask you something too, because I've been caught cheating too.
Sure.
And you said like that your first like reaction was like something now that you're like, what, why did I do that?
Yeah, it was like super dramatic and manipulative and terrible. Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Okay.
Where like when I got caught cheating, I was just like gaslighting the person and like crying and sobbing. Like they did something to me.
Yeah, that's fucking classic man behavior too, but anybody can do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, how do you feel about that now?
What I did, how I reacted?
Was it sudden that she did that, or was this like something that was like going on?
Well, it was one of those things where I knew it had been like she had gone on a trip or something, come back, and apparently on this trip had some whatever women do in Florida, soul searching, and but whatever, she had decided that she didn't like being here. She wasn't from here, she had moved up here for me, and so she decided she didn't like that. And there was a few moments, yes, where I could kind of feel something was weird, but I was still surprised. And it's like, I don't know, was part of me trying to like somehow convince it not to happen? I don't know, but yeah, it was a shitty reaction, and it was manipulative. And you know what? So I don't talk to this person anymore because I found out years later with another girlfriend. We were playing this like weird couples game where you kind of like you draw cards and you talk about things. And I ended up talking about this ex, and I'm like, something cracked open in my head, and I like had a breakdown about her. And just realizing there was a lot of manipulation and even some abusive stuff, just like in another relationship I had. So I was realizing, like, holy shit, I had 2 in a row like that. And so that's why I kind of ended up not talking to this person. I still don't. But just like in my first time I was in an abusive relationship, when you're in it for a while, you start, like, they make that, okay, this is what this relationship is. So then you start to accept it too, and you start to act like that. So I'm not blaming her for me being manipulative. I made my own choice, and it was a bad choice, and it sucks, and made me sound like a fucking pussy. And there you go. However, I was definitely in a situation where manipulation was accepted. You know what I mean? Like things like this. Like a few months before that, she must have been having second thoughts because we took a picture at a Christmas party, a family Christmas party. And she posted it on Facebook with the caption, "Best friends." That kind of shit. You know what I mean? Well, we had already been together for like 9 months or a year or something, So.
I mean, I guess you want to be best friends with your partner, but that's still fucking weird.
Well, but if you say that and nothing else, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking manipulative, right? So,
Yeah, that's weird vibes, man.
Yeah, totally. So, and listen, like I said, I accept responsibility for being a fucking angry little... I was a shitty man, It was like that you mentioned viral videos. There's that viral video I guess you could say many years ago now. It was from Staten Island or somewhere, maybe Long Island somewhere out your way. And there was this short guy in like a coffee shop or something that's a real bitch. And he like gets punched out or something. And people were like calling him the short king and stuff like that.
You know
what I'm talking about?
Donut shop, right?
It was a donut shop. There we go. Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
And so that's how I was. I mean, that's probably very close to how I was acting. You know what I mean? Like, so most times when a relationship breaks up, both people have some amount of responsibility in it. And and again, I've been in some abusive relationships where it's like, okay, well, my responsibility was very little in this, but there's still things I could have done better. But like at the end of it, you're like, well, I definitely should have been there, so I guess it's fine that I fucked up. You know what I mean? So whatever, but I still did some stuff,
I think about stuff like that too, where I'm like, yeah, maybe I should have done this, but then at the same time, if your partner isn't communicating to you things, you could have never done any of that stuff. You could never have made it in your mind what it should have been because you didn't know. You're just kind of just doing your best and trotting along.
Right. You and I both been in really horrible relationships where had we not gotten out of them, we would probably be dead or in jail right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And while, sure, I bet in both cases we made some mistakes, still, it is very, very good in both of our cases that we got out of those relationships.
Yeah.
However, and I don't know if you fucked up with him. We both, you know who I'm talking about. I don't know if you fucked up with him. Like I said, I probably made some mistakes with her, but it's like, I mean, it's good. Whatever happened is good. Like, the reaction is like, thank God I'm out of this, right? And then later on, it could be like, well, now that time has passed, I guess I could reflect on some of the things I did that I shouldn't do again in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But doing it in that one didn't matter because it was horrible anyways, I suppose. You know, I don't know. So
I mean, and it's so crazy that we're talking about this because in the movie, like, Peter and Alva are in a really, really horrible relationship. And she keeps telling people, and people keep seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep telling her, like, well, you got to keep your job. You can't lose your job. Like, they keep gaslighting her. Like, even her, her cousin is like, everybody hates their fucking boss. And, like, you know, my boss freaks out, too. And she's like, no, this guy's fucking weird.
Yeah,
like,
and she's right. Her mom, I wrote down her mom gaslights her.
Yes!
She's like, get up and go to work, you fucking baby, is basically what she says.
I don't cry about it. I don't even cry about it. Yeah, don't let your children feel their fucking feelings. Like, she's being chased into the bathroom. She feels like she's going to use her fucking gun on this guy. He pulls her fucking hair.
Yeah, and he says he's going to rape her. Like, he says that to her. That's crazy. Like,
and no one fucking listened to her.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
And it's Maria Conchita Alonso. She's like a darling of the 80s, okay? Right after this, she made a movie with fucking Schwarzenegger. Or maybe right before that. I don't know. But you can't mistreat her. I mean, you shouldn't mistreat anybody. But I like her, is what I'm saying. Be nice to her.
Especially not her.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, the entire world, it's just like how you mentioned earlier, the boardroom scene, right? When he's in with other, like, heads of the office or whatever. They're all fucking like that. So...
Just laughing about it. Like, yeah, you abused that woman at work.
Ha ha ha. Hello. Yeah. Ha ha. Funny.
You get to keep your job, but yeah, she can't have a raise.
Yeah. She asked me for a raise. It's like, oh, fucking.
But it's just a joke, Timmy. It's the popcorn dick bucket thing.
It is. It's the fucking backpedaling. And you know what? Internet trolls do that all the time. You weren't just joking. You were being a shithead, and now you're backpedaling. And they do it all the time, you know? And, so it's, you know, so that's happening here. And it's just so, because he even does that. I mean, you're right when you say he and his secretary is an abusive relationship. Because, like, you know, the next day he's like, I'm so sorry. You know, then he goes to her house, which is fucked up in a lot of ways anyways.
Oh, my God.
And apologizes to her.
Calls her a bitch and a cunt. And the taxi driver doesn't do anything.
Because the taxi driver's too busy, like, staring at a picture of him and his wife.
Oh, man. That's a good callback later when he sees the two of them sitting on the couch.
Yeah. And
like
he's
they're
just
talking
really
to
losing it. Yeah.
So good.
There's love and there's work. And
it's true love. This is a movie about love.
It's romantic in a way. Well, it's not romantic, but it's about romance. Okay, so I want to go back to something you brought up, though, because I just, a little light went off in my head. So Jennifer Beals plays the vampire, but at some point later in the movie, she's this woman, Rachel, and that she seems to kind of recognize him at the nightclub. So you were saying that you think he had, like, a relationship with her that ended, and so this whole movie is how he's, like, trying to deal with it, and obviously he doesn't do a good job of dealing with it and becomes an asshole, right? That's kind of what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so earlier I said that it's interesting how Casey Lemons and Jennifer Beals kind of look alike, but when you mentioned that, now it's like, okay, so he dated Casey Lemons on fucking purpose because she does kind of look like her, because she kind of looks like Rachel. Right? It's not like before when we said that, it was just like, oh, he likes the same kind of people or something. Like, no, his is a whole pattern kind of thing, you know? So, anyways, it's fucking crazy, but be nice to people.
A lot of reactions come from a place of fear, right?
Hey, hold on. I'm sorry. Can you check your recording?
Yeah. Still going. I got an hour.
Okay, because we don't have any backup, so, you know, God, okay. Anyways, go back to what you're saying. Sorry, I would like to make sure the things you're saying will actually be recorded. So, go ahead.
You're like, so this is what I think Shandy would say, and retort.
I like
and then
this
you do
movie a lot, and I think Nicolas Cage is a great actor. Is that a good Shandy impression?
Is that what I sound like?
Not even a little. Oh, man. What were you talking about before I got onto that?
Abusive relationship.
Yeah, but you were saying something. I said, hold on, let's make sure you're recording.
You were talking about how they look the same.
And then you were going to say something.
And then you were going to say something.
Well, I did say something. I said, please make sure your recording works, and then we forget. So. Hey, you have a Friday the 13th hat on with a Terrifier button on. And a Jason.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Did you get that from that store?
Yeah, shout out to Night Owl.
Night Owl.
Williamsburg. Yep. Speaking about Martin, for some stupid reason, my brain, whenever I'm talking to one of the owners of Night Owl, Aaron, shout out, we'll be talking about Martin, but I'll call it Marvin.
Like Marvin the Martian?
You called it Marvin again. I'm like, no, the movie Marvin. He's like, you mean Martin?
Well, when you said Martin, my brain goes to Martin. How you been, Martin? Right? Martin Lawrence sitcom? Hell yeah. Where he played his sister Tanisha or whatever. Oh, because I say this all the time, which is from Martin. On that show, his girlfriend's name was Gina. And he would say this, damn, Gina. I say that all the time, like for fucking 35 years or whatever it's been, So, damn, Gina. Because that's a good expression.
Damn.
Gina. Anyways, so yeah, it's good that we got into the weeds a little bit on this abusive relationship thing. Because this is like, the thing is like, there's not even a ton of what you call plot in this movie. There's not like plot points throughout it. It's kind of one progression, which is that. It's like this dude dealing with whatever. I like your theory that he had been dating this woman, and even the first date we see him go on is part of that, Because at first I thought like, okay, well, he goes on this date, and this is all part of that. No, you're probably right. It's all part of something that happened before the movie even begins,
Because even think about it. So he's dealing with rejection, right? What does he do to that girl in the beginning?
Yeah, good point.
Does the same shit.
Yeah, he screws with her. He hooks up with her. And then like a night or two later, he hooks up with Jennifer Beals, supposedly. And she bites him. And then, well, he ditches her at the art museum. And then he feels bad and he makes a plan to meet her at this bar, right? So then he goes home to get ready to meet her at the bar. That's when he walks past the mimes. And then as he's trying to leave, Jennifer Beals is like, hey, let's go have sex again instead, basically. And then when he walks to the bed, he still leaves at some point to do something else, and the mimes are still there. So, yeah. Okay.
Dude, so that scene kind of creeps me out because he's like getting ready, right, to go meet her. He's looking in the mirror. Then he hears something at the door, and he goes, okay, who's there? But he's like a little freaked out because he thinks it's the vampire that bit him, I guess. He closes the door, locks it, grabs his coat, and he sits down and kind of has this freak out moment.
Yeah.
And then looks at his watch, and he's like, kind of psychs himself up to go. Almost like he wasn't going to go. Like he's going to like fucking ghost her again.
Right.
And he's like, oh, no, but I can't. And it's like his mind is battling. The mimes are battling where it's like, do I just go? Like, you like this girl. Like, just go. Don't be a dick. But then she's jealous. She's a jealous lover, I think is what she says.
Yeah, I think she says exactly that. Yeah. And then another point, the phone is ringing and she's like, I hate distractions from our affair or whatever like that. But I like what you were saying, and I think another title for this movie besides Vampire's Kiss, which is a great title for the movie, but Mind Mimes. Mind Mimes.
My mind mimes.
My mind mimes. That's tough to say. They should put that in vocal exercises. Toy boat. Mind mimes, my mind mimes, mind, my miming.
Whoa.
Okay, let's talk about that. So the titles of Vampire's Kiss, the score of this movie is good. I liked it. And it definitely has like kind of little bits and pieces here that sound like a vampire movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had any organ in it, but it definitely has the kind of tones and notes and things you would hear in like a Dracula movie or something.
Yeah. It is kind of a bummer that she may not be real, like you said earlier. Because if she is a psychic vampire, that'd be a cool movie too. Of just her fucking with dudes' psyches.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking dope. That'd be a cool film too. Just have her as the main character. Like, be a totally different movie. I mean,
yeah, totally.
Be like a totally own thing. But, man, his fucking descent into madness.
Nicolas Cage at one point said, I don't like to tell people what to think, but I think the story's about a man who's driven insane by his loneliness. And that makes a lot of sense. And then, so I think when they show the therapist, even she has someone else in her life. It's like everybody else has people in their lives. Alva has, her family that she lives with. And the therapist has this boyfriend or whatever this guy is, pool boy or whatever. Her hot hunk, whatever. Maybe it's just a male escort. But anyways, presumably Casey Lemons' character has other people too, So, you know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense that it'd be about a lonely guy,
So it's the male loneliness epidemic?
Oh, God, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I've heard the term. What does it mean, though?
Yeah, it's an incel type of mentality of, we're so lonely, no one wants to be with us, no one wants to sleep with us, no one wants to fuck us. I wonder fucking why. Look how you treat people.
Yeah, it's funny they say that because the world is like, yeah, we don't.
Well, it's also the thing of like, women aren't having children as much as they used to. Women aren't getting married.
Yeah, it's all your fault. Yeah.
Don't look inward.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. Me, I love looking inward and blaming myself for stuff that was definitely not my fault even,
Oh,
so.
You definitely shouldn't do that.
Oh, right. But I'm overcompensating. I'm confident enough in my manhood that I'm overcompensating for all those little shitty incels.
Yeah, but you know what might take the edge off?
Oh, should I go eat a weed gummy?
No, go to your local Halloween store.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the vampire teeth. Get the ones you can afford.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love that shot of him sitting on the park bench. Like he just got like a 40. Like he's a fucking alcoholic.
Yes.
Grabs, rips the fucking bag apart.
Yeah.
Puts it in his teeth. And he's like, oh.
Yeah. You're right. It is like ripping into like an alcoholic ripping into their booze or whatever. Like a drug addict.
But then he crawls on the ground. It's so fucking nuts. I love it.
Yeah, me too. I was just going to mention because like the whole opening the teeth thing made me think like, I agree. It's all nuts. And what's interesting about it is like, I don't know if there's one acting choice that he makes that I completely understand. You know what I mean? There's some that I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's how you talk in this situation, but why would you talk in that voice? But then a lot of that's like at the low end. And then a lot of the things like, ripping open the package of teeth or like crawling on the ground. I was like, okay, what the fuck?
Okay, so when you said in the beginning, like, this is a comedy and I was saying no, that's a bit of a fib because almost every time he was on screen, I would laugh and go, look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. And I think he was aware of that because there's some stuff he does that is just fucking hilarious. There's some lines and there's some stuff he does that's fucked up and disturbing and straight up bad and serious, but there's other things he does like, okay, that he knows he's being fucking insane. I think like, for example, what I said earlier, he's laying on the couch towards the beginning and says like, fuck you, sister. Like that's the way the voice he says it is insane. Like he's, you know what I mean? Or just like, Alva, like all that stuff.
Or he's like, there you are.
Yeah.
Like, I found you. What does he say?
Weird. Something like that, yeah.
And there's like just weird things that he'll do throughout the whole movie of like I said, hands on the hips.
Every action is like, it's just so interesting. I think like I had this thought watching it at some point where I was like, it's like everything he does is overthought. And not necessarily as an actor, but almost as like a character. Like the character is such like an empty cipher of a person because he's wealthy and white and full of expectations that the world owes him stuff and that women owe him this. So he's like got nothing going on inside his soul. And so he has to like think about how a human acts all the time. And then he thinks he's a vampire. So now he thinks, okay, how does a vampire act? Because that's why he's like, like starts walking like a monster and shit. And it's like, because he thinks that's how you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's such a psychological movie, and you could really, I mean, shit, I'm sure I bet a film class or some kind of psychiatry or psychology class teaches this film somewhere.
You could definitely dissect every fucking scene.
Yes.
Did he really shoot fucking blanks into his mouth?
Yeah. Oh, did Nick Cage? I bet he did. I mean, he ate a fucking roach, or at least almost did.
Because there's a flashbang that's right fucking here, like right in front of his face.
I'm going to look this up. Did he shoot himself in the mouth?
Can you even shoot yourself that close with a fucking blank?
Okay, AI is not helping in this. No, Nicolas Cage did not actually shoot himself. He only pretended to, and the gunfire blanks. Like, okay, we know that much. We
knew there were blanks in the gun.
Yeah, we know that he did not shoot himself in the face with a bullet in real life. Fuck you. Okay, IMDb's goofs section for the movie says the film portrays Peter shooting himself in the mouth, then remaining unharmed because the gun is loaded with blanks. However, this action would actually cause severe injury or death since a gun loaded with blanks will fire compressed gas with the force of a bullet. So, so it probably would hurt him, so it's probably not quite... Oh, it says revealing mistakes. During both sex scenes with Rachel and Peter in Peter's bed, the flesh-colored pad covering Jennifer Beals' nipple is clearly visible. Yeah. I know, and I'm still sad about it. Anyways,
I wonder why she didn't want to show her nipples. I mean...
I don't know, but,
that's all right that she did it.
Yeah, she did the L word later and did a sex scene. I don't think she showed her nipples then either. I think she just... You know what? Some people just don't want to. Yeah, and then, and that's always fine. And then I do appreciate people like Alexander Daddario and Sydney Sweeney who sometimes have to do films and be told not to whip out their tits. So it's like, I appreciate all that, Here's the thing. I like boobs. I look at them,
I like boobs.
Yeah. Well, everybody likes boobs, I suppose. But when I went to college in Wisconsin, a lot of gay dudes on my floor. A lot of my friends were gay dudes. And I was around this dude as he was like realizing that he was gay kind of thing. And he's like, well, I'm scared of vaginas, but I like boobs, so I don't know. And I said, everybody likes boobs, you're gay. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
That's a great t-shirt.
Yeah, to have that on a shirt so people see it completely out of context. Everyone likes boobs, you're gay. That's good. You're right. That would be a good shirt.
If you're a cisgender man and you like boobs, you're gay.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Gay people love boobs. You like boobs? That's so gay. There's nothing gayer than liking sweet titties. Anyways.
I mean, for lesbians,
Sure. Yeah, all right.
That does make them gay for liking boobs, so...
Yeah, but even straight women like boobs, so that's what I'm saying. Everybody likes boobs. You know what I mean? Because straight women are always like, I know, and I know that you're bi or whatever, but I know that even probably before you knew that, I'm sure you've probably bounced your friend's boobs before for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it not even being like an attraction thing. It's just like, yeah, we have tits. I don't know.
You just go, boop.
And I don't do that with people's dicks, like other dudes' dicks. Like, hey, could I bang around your dick a little bit? But...
Bang around.
Can I bang around your dick? I don't know, man. Here's the thing is I'm also a cipher of a person who has no attachment to reality anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Are you turning into a vampire?
I'm a vampire!
That's an easy Halloween costume. Him at the end and just a suit with a piece of wood, and you just put fake blood all over your mouth and dishevel your hair.
Yeah.
And just run down the street going, I'm a vampire!
That'd be great.
I'm a vampire! That is the best fucking set of scenes when he's talking to the building. Mm-hmm. And he's all fucking disheveled, completely broken. But in his mind, he's all clean cut. His suit's all nice, but he's still holding the piece of wood and he's having the conversation with his therapist.
Just to give people context that may not know, he's freaking out on the street, talking and doing this whole thing Shandy's talking about, but they keep cutting to him doing the same thing, but very nice and well-kept in his therapist's office. So he thinks he's in a session, which begs the question, was he ever really in therapy? Because here's another question.
Maybe not.
And I don't want to take away from your appreciation because that part is awesome. You're right. But here's the thing is like, so we're talking about toxic men. We haven't said the word toxic yet, but it's right there, you know? So he's a toxic male and he's abusive and manipulative and shitty. He's definitely an incel kind of type and all this stuff. Those motherfuckers never go to therapy.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So, and there's even that meme around like men will do blank, blank, blank instead of going to therapy, right?
Literally anything else.
Yeah, and they'll do memes about it like, you know, men will escape the Matrix instead of going to therapy. You know what I mean? Just like any crazy thing from any movie or whatever, that's what people say. So, yeah, you know, so it's kind of like now that we're thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I don't even know if that guy would even fucking go. Because he thinks Alva, his secretary, is the problem for everything, is the cause of all those problems, you know?
Yeah,
so.
Maybe there was nobody on the other line on the payphone. Maybe he was just talking to a dead fucking air.
Yeah, I don't know who he would be talking to, you know? So,
you know, sooner. Or with the teeth in. Sooner. His fucking eyes bugging out of his head is just too fucking funny.
Yeah, he's so good at using his body and his eye, like, yeah, his eye, he uses his eyes very well in this movie. All the crazy shit and like, yeah, I mean, all the faces you see on the t-shirts and on the memes and stuff, like, and you really don't realize, because, you know, it's my first time watching it, I never realized, like, oh, all of the memes about Nick Cage are from this. Like, almost all of them. There's a few from Face Off, but, like, he makes the Face Off face in this movie, too, you know, that one, where he, like, grits his teeth and, like, smiles, that kind of gargoyle smile, but, yeah.
He reminds me of Dr. Jekyll and Hyde in this a little bit.
That's a good point. Yeah.
With his relationship with Alva, because like you said, he'll be fucking awful and then apologize and gaslight her. But man, when he has that conversation with her, and I think that's the face that you're talking about, when she thinks everything's okay and it's just like slowly going in on him, it's really scary. He's really scary in that moment.
Yeah.
She's like, I thought everything was fine. No.
Yeah, I mean, because he's so awful to this woman where, yeah, you know, like I said, a lot of it feels like a comedy, but it does get to a point, like when he goes to her house, it's like, oh, shit, what is he going to do to her, you know? Because I'm sure I said that out loud, something like that, like, oh, shit, what's he going to do, you know? So you're talking about how great the scene is, which is pretty much the end of him acting out this conversation with his therapist when in reality he's losing his mind and he's disheveled and covered in blood outside on the street somewhere. And I think it could have ended there. But then they have this little epilogue where Alva gets her brother to go, I don't know. Do you think she wanted him to kill him or just beat him up? They don't really say.
No, because she like finally is, like says something about what's happened to her. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's fucking pissed. Like, we're going to take matters into our own fucking hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really need that at all because I do love that, like, now in his mind, he's in another relationship with Sharon, but how quickly it descends to him fucking yelling at her in his mind.
Oh, yeah, I guess I missed that part. He starts yelling at her when? While they're still in the office?
He's like, now you got a problem with me because I'm a vampire. And yeah. They always fucking nitpicking.
Yeah, even in his dream world, he's just shitty to women.
No one's perfect enough for him.
Yeah. So then the brother breaks into his apartment because they wait to see him. They wait outside his house. They see him stumbling down the street after having this crazy episode that we're talking about. And he goes back into his apartment and he gets into his couch cough, and then the brother breaks in and he has a tire iron. So I'm thinking the intention was to just beat this guy up.
Yeah.
But I wonder once he sees him, he's like, fuck it. Because then he has this wooden stake and he starts trying to stab himself with it. And then I think at that point the brother must be like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to kill this guy. Because then he pushes it in like he kills him on purpose, you know? Mm-hmm. So I just kind of wonder if he was like trying to do that or what. I mean, when he walked in there, was he intending to kill him or, was he just going to beat him up?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing about this movie is like, is anything that we're seeing actually happening or is it all in his fucking brain?
I think him getting killed by Alva's brother is real. And I think him abusing her is real. Because, like, that doesn't seem like a psychotic episode to me. some of it's the result of his psychotic episodes. But I mean, I think this is a shithead getting his comeuppance. And unfortunately, he's also been driven crazy by loneliness or whatever. And you know, it's I think you could think about it in a way where the vampire stuff is real too, or at least Rachel, the vampire, is actually a vampire. And like you said, her and her other boyfriend that you meet towards the end of the movie is also, maybe they're vampires, you know? They're both very good looking. They might be immortal vampire creatures. I don't know.
He did end up getting what he wanted at the end. Like you said, he's been trying to get people to kill him this whole time. He finally got it. Got what he wanted.
And even that's like a selfish kind of thing, like I must be the center of attention kind of thing, you know? Because so often these manipulative people self-flagellate and make themselves victims and seek martyrdom just to get attention. Because like when people say he'll do anything to get attention, people say that about a lot of people all the time. But I think when it comes to truly manipulative sociopaths, that it really is true, where they will do anything to get attention, including dying. Like, as long as people are looking at them, they don't care what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, we have one as a president right now.
You're right, that is the president.
The escalator's not working when I get on it. It must be because it's me.
Yeah. Ugh.
It happened to inconvenience me. He's had like an investigation into it.
Did someone sabotage an escalator because they don't like the president or something? Oh my God. They
literally, I think, found out that it was like one of his cameramen accidentally stepped on something and shut it off. It's a human error. Like, it wasn't fucking sabotage.
His shoes are often filled with shit from his pants because he's shitting his pants all the time. So he probably just slipped because his shoes are shitty. Yeah, that kind of thing. But, you know, I had a coworker situation recently where, yeah, and I didn't really even think about it till afterwards. Like, oh, yeah, this person did suck. And, you know, in retrospect, I was like, after they left the company, I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought about how, like, if there was a funny conversation being held in the kind of central area of the workplace, like the lobby, people were joking around, and I just kind of walked up and said something funny. He would look at me like any conversation he had, if you were to enter in it, and I wasn't cutting him off, you know that I have problems doing that, but I was being very conscious about it. But, like, if I like, oh, yeah, something like that happened to me, well, that's not cool because it's not about him. You know what I mean? And you just get that feeling. And it sucks. And I just naturally, I mean, here's the thing, is I'm very funny, charming, sexy, just an alpha male in all aspects, right? You can say that about me, right? But the thing is like when I'm in a conversation with people, I will say something funny without, like, I'm not trying to. That's just kind of how I do things. And we do it here all the time, right? So, like, and so I would do that, and it always felt weird with this person. Like, I was like, he made it feel like I wasn't supposed to be doing that. And I was told later, it's like, well, he was jealous of you. I'm like, people aren't jealous of me, you know, but maybe he was. I don't know, you know. So.
It sounds like he has no sense of humor, and he's jealous that he doesn't have the same sense of humor that you have.
Right.
He's like, why can't I be funny?
It's like, I don't know.
Because you're not funny.
Yeah, you know.
And just deal with it.
But he was always like, the friendship was always like, okay, sometimes you'll text me, ask how I'm doing. Sometimes I'll text you, say, how's it going? And sometimes before we started doing the podcast, we wouldn't talk for months or a year, but it was always like a two-way street, right? Just because people don't talk to each other for a while doesn't mean anything. But like when we would talk, it's like we're both friends with each other, right? But then when I thought about it, it's like he never, and I knew him for 20 years, never, like, it was always me asking. There was never, how are you doing? And I don't care because I'm fine. I have other friends like you and whoever else and everybody else in my job who's good. You know what I mean? So I don't need to get asked that. But I just realized later, I'm like, okay, this is not a real friendship.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's like a kind of an emotionally manipulative, abusive relationship, which this guy has shitty parents who did that to him. Wow. He started saying, I'm the black sheep of the company. No one ever thought that. But he said it so much that he made it true. You know what I mean? And, yeah, and the air in that building is so much better since he's been gone.
I fucking bet, man. This sounds like, I've been watching a lot of Columbo, as you know. But this sounds like a Columbo episode where, like, that guy was going to, like, kill you, Timmy. And he was going to try to cover it up because you took what he wanted. Mm-hmm. Columbo was going to figure it out.
Yeah. That might be it.
I literally just watched an episode like that where this like chick was working on a television show and she was like seeing the guy that whose job she wanted, and she like timed it to where she was switching the reels of film to go shoot him and then make sure that she was back in the projector room.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
She had a recording of herself in her ear going, "You have 2 minutes. Wow. You have 30 seconds." Like to get back. It was pretty
That's cool. You know, that's a sign of a good detective show is when you watch it and then afterwards you're like, I could fucking solve a mystery. Right? Like that's what you're like, I bet he's good. I bet, and you might be right, but that's like a good detective show is like, I can figure this shit out.
Can I stump him?
Yeah.
The whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, how is he going to figure this out? Because what they'll do is they'll give you little hints of like where they fuck up, but you may not catch it. So then you're like, well, how is he going to pin it on them?
Yeah.
And then when it starts to unravel and he starts to explain to them to their face how he's figured it out, you're like, damn, that's smart.
Yeah.
It's such a good fucking show.
Well, I mean, that's one of those things like what a good character and a perfect guy to play the character.
And they always think he's a fucking bum.
Yeah. Well, because he looks like a bum. He's like, all of his clothes are wrinkled all the time. He looks like he's barely awake and he's got like a cigar, but he's like a genius, you know? And so, I mean, in Sherlock Holmes books a lot, he goes undercover, disguises himself, often as like a drunkard or like some just dirtbag to find shit out. And here's Columbo already looks like that, you know? So.
Yeah, he's great.
Speaking of TV detectives, and this is all way off, we probably wanted to put this in the episode, maybe. But anyways, speaking of TV detectives with Sherlock Holmes, I might have mentioned this before, and I guess you could maybe tie it into as anti-sexism. But so the very first episode of Murder, She Wrote, the very first thing you like see on that show is a guy dressed up as Sherlock Holmes getting murdered because it's at a costume party. And this guy gets murdered, but he's dressed up like Sherlock Holmes. And you better fucking believe that the people making the show did that on purpose, right? They're like, sorry, boys, you're fucking out of here. Jessica's on the case. You know what I mean? Like, we're done with dude detectives. Here's a sweet old woman who's going to fucking figure everything out. Because that show's awesome, too. And the first time I had COVID, I watched a bunch of it. It's great.
Man,
it's a great show.
I wonder if that's got to be playing on one of these channels.
I'm sure, too. There's a few episodes. This is amazing to me, and I love this fact not a lot of people know. They did a couple crossover episodes with Magnum P.I., where he came to Jessica. Jessica lives in, like, Maine or something on Murder, She Wrote. So he ended up in Maine sometime. Another time she goes to Hawaii and, like, solves a mystery with Magnum P.I. Isn't that awesome? That's insane. That's insane.
Good crossover.
It's awesome. Because it's like you would never. I mean, Columbo was they were still making Columbo movies then, I guess. But it's easy to say, oh, she should be Columbo, you know. But like, she should meet Magnum P.I. That's a great idea. Because like the pictures of them together, you have tall, handsome Tom Selleck in his Hawaiian shirt and shorts, and then you have little what's her name? What was that actress's name? Angela Lansbury. You know, just like. Yeah. She's also one of my favorite villain performances in the original Manchurian Candidate. So, God, she's a fucking cold-hearted bitch in that movie. She's awesome.
Shit.
Yeah. Have you seen that with Frank Sinatra and stuff?
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
but that's a great fucking movie. Holy
Oh my
shit.
God. Are we done talking about this then? We kind of.
I think we're done because we're talking about
what?
I think we're done talking about Vampire's Kiss.
Because we haven't talked about it for about 20 minutes. But I mean, here's the thing is it's awesome. And this goes back to what David Lynch said about his movies. He wanted to just start a conversation. And so that's what it did. You and I have been talking. And of course, we're talking about the movie because that's what this podcast apparently is supposed to be about. Although it's not. This is about two people who are good at talking to each other, talking and then putting a song at the beginning and end. But, you know what I mean. So anyways, it sparks a conversation. Even when we're talking about bad relationships or people with issues, like it's all because of that, you know. So there you go. There, I tied it up enough that now we won't sound like idiots, right? I mean, we will.
If you file a file and it's alphabetized, it should be in the correct file, right?
One would think so, Peter. Yes.
I mean, it's not that hard.
No.
Right?
What? Right. I don't know all the lines to get you to what you want to do. But you could just do it. Because I'll put it in for sure.
I have never misfiled a single file in my entire life. I mean, how hard is it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K,
Shandy,
L,
oh Jesus.
M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. God, I sound like a cheerleader. T,
Keep going.
W, X, Y, Z. I had my hands on my hips too. You can't tell, but.
And while she was doing that, I was eating a roach. Oh, we gotta do all the ending stuff though.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Ready to go.
Dream about me, angel. Was that what she says at the end?
Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, the last shot is her. No, then that shows the cityscape. That's right. Yeah. But yeah, she's pretty much the last shot. Me. I mean, Jennifer Beals, you got it.
If that's the last thing you see before you die,
fuck yeah.
Not a bad thing to see.
She's amazing looking, and she looks. She's hot in a different. Her face is beautiful, but in a little less conventional way. She has a very unique face, you know.
Yeah, she's really, really cool looking. She's a little bit androgynous. That's what I like about her.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to Vampire's Kiss. If you haven't seen it, highly, highly recommend it. It's a fucking trip. And if you want to, you don't have to. You can follow us on the socials. We're on Instagram, Earnful of Popcorn. That's URNFULLA Popcorn. We have a website, earnfulofpopcorn.com. Listen to us on Spotify, Apples, and the Tube. All right. And curious if you guys want to leave comments what you think is happening. Do you think he's imagining everything, or is it real? Is there really a vampire? I would like to know. I'd like to know what other people think. I'm curious. I didn't look up what other people thought, but I'm curious.
And just as a side note to what Shandy said, I don't want to hear what you think. I absolutely do not ever want to hear what other people think about movies ever. So, except Shandy, which is why we do this. So go ahead and tell her, but leave me out of it.
Tell me, and I really hope you agree with me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you don't agree with her, she'll be mad at you. Thank you to Jordan Cooper for writing the theme song. I don't even know if we use Steve Canada Ward's images anymore, but thanks for being out there doing what you're doing.
Oh, we're probably are going to have merch probably in a couple months. I don't know, maybe. We're going to have stickers, so we'll have like the old logo stickers available. But I think we're just going to do stickers and buttons, and that's it.
And then a shirt that says, if you like boobs, you're gay. Right?
Earnful of Popcorn.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, Shandy, thank you for being here.